Babes, if you're someone like me who loves to have plants indoors, you love their decorative appeal and you love the whole aesthetic of having nature in your indoor environment, but you dread watering these plants. You don't look forward to watering them because watering day is usually a messy day for you. Or you're tired of constantly moving your plants to your bathtub and your bathrooms to keep them hydrated. Then babes, this video is perfectly for you. So I've come up with 6 easy watering hacks for us lazy and or busy girlies that will make watering easy for you. Say no more to messes. Say no more to having to carry your plants to the bathtub, all that. Oh no, we don't do that here. We believe in an easy, soft indoor gardening life here, and these 6 hacks will ensure that is the case for you. So without much ado, let's proceed, love. But I have to ask you this very important question. Do you know what this euphorbia and this yucca, this trichina,
what was that?
this cast iron plant and this snake plant all have in common? They are all drought tolerant plants, babes.
Oh.
Which is the #1 watering hack for every lazy or busy girly. You need to get plants that have minimal watering needs. Babe, this is my living room. This is not my workstation. That is why I ensure that every single plant in this living room where I come to chill, watch TV, is drought tolerant. And I can get to maybe watering them once a month. So if you're a lazy girly or a busy girly, stay away from the likes of your peace ladies. I'm begging you. There's nothing peaceful about that plant. And lean over towards plants you don't have to water as much. Now let's move over to the next hack. Now, if you have plants like these in this setup where the nursery pot is placed on a stand, in this case is a rattan stand. I understand it can be quite tricky to water plants in this setup. We have to remove the plant and all of that. Ain't nobody got time for that, and that's why I use either one of these. So what I basically do for some of my plants is that I will get like a container. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is just like your regular schmegular plastic container. I have this in pink because pink is my favorite color. But anyways, and then I will place it right underneath it, right here, where the water will just seep down without making a mess on the ground. But when you have a situation like this where the plant is obviously in a rattan, this is not exactly waterproof, then you can place whatever container you want. I'm leaning for something more decorative because this is my living room. It could be like an old plate, it could be like a thrifted pot. In this case, the pot has been damaged, so I'm not using it again. So what I'm going to do is just remove this and then place it right inside the stand. Let's do it together so you have a better understanding. Now, this is a plant that one has to handle rather carefully because the sap is quite toxic. So I'm just going to place this right here in the middle. You want to angle it right where the drainage hole of this pot is, and then just carry this back and okay, so in this case, the pot is a bit too high for it, but I don't mind. I think it's just perfect. It will even catch the water some more. And now for the fun stuff. Time to water. As you can see, I'm watering rather liberally and no spills whatsoever. And I don't have to worry about, making a mess. Absolutely no spills whatsoever. I can hear the dripping, but no spills whatsoever. There you go. You can decide maybe once a month to empty out that container you've placed underneath the stand. Yeah, but in my case, it's going to be there forever because it will eventually evaporate and I'm a lazy girly. Yeah, so it'll be fine. This next one is cachet pot, and big shout out to whoever created these wonderful things because they are perfect for us lazy and or busy girls. If you don't know what a cachet pot is, it's where you place a nursery pot. So this plastic container that this yucca is growing in is a rather ugly looking nursery pot. So to hide from the monstrosity that is the nursery pot, you can have it placed in a more beautiful decorative cachet pot. But that's not all the cachet pot has to offer. Every lazy girl knows that these cachet pots are just perfect for watering your plants in your nursery pots without making a mess. You don't ever have to worry about making a mess. But that's not where it stops, babes. Lots of people are typically under the mindset that after the water has dripped out of the nursery pot into the cachet pot, then they should get rid of this water. Well, no, because your cachet pot can actually end up serving as a makeshift self-watering pot. All that water that is actually being collected in the cachet pot, you can leave it there, and eventually when the plant is thirsty, it will actually absorb the water into the soil. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for this young lady. And as you can see, she's not dying, is she? Neither is she dead. So like, the key is to basically do it in a very sporadic way, a sporadic manner, like that fine line of just watering sporadically and leaving the plant to be thirsty and allowing it gradually sip whatever water that is contained in the cachet pot. Is that understood? Let's move on to the next hack. Another thing is drip trays. These little things that you place underneath your pots to catch water, these little things. Now the problem is a lot of you still see them as just, oh my goodness, don't you dare, don't you dare, oh my god, oh, these are the struggles I go through to film these YouTube videos for you. But a lot of you still see these drip trays as just a means to catch water. No, you're seeing it all wrong. You forget that it can actually be a means to water your plants. All you have to do is just top it up with some water. That is all. There you go. It's called bottom watering. So what will happen is that the water in the drip trays will eventually dry off, and then you top it up some more until your plant is sufficiently watered. I do this mostly for my plants in shelves, and trust me, honestly, it has come in handy on lazy days. It can be a slow process for one to seriously top up the saucers or the drip trays, but trust me, it will come in handy on those lazy days when you do not have the energy to carry your plants somewhere to water them, okay? Another hack is to use soil that is moisture retaining. Now the problem with some of you is that you're a lazy girly or you're a busy girly and you have your plants in like the fastest drying soil in the world. No babes, use soil that retains moisture for a lot more. I know this might seem counterproductive. I might be thinking, oh my god, what about overwatering? Babes, you are a lazy girl, you're a busy girly, you have your plants placed in areas where you forget to water them, and that is where this type of soil comes in handy. So this is actually garden soil. All my plants indoors, they're all growing in this sort of like garden soil, and the hack behind this is that I can go 1 month, 2 months, especially if they're in these big pots, without watering them. This type of soil is the soil that people in our roadside gardens use. Now, our typical roadside garden, they do not have running water, so they have to use soil that can actually retain moisture so that they don't have to constantly have to fetch water to water their plants. Now if you're a beginner, that type of soil is a no-no. You're gonna end up killing your plants, and I don't recommend that type of soil to my clients that are beginners. But if you're like someone who is more knowledgeable about how to water plants, you can get away with using that type of soil. In fact, I know one person that was having issues with our house, and she had to move out of our house for 7 months, and when she came back, she had a snake plant, and when she came back, guess what? That snake plant was still alive. It had gone 7 months without any water because it was growing in this roadside soil here. So with this one, I can go like 1 month, dare I say 2 months without watering my plant. But again, not a beginner friendly hack, but if you're a bit experienced, then yeah, you can actually try this hack. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. The next one is also not beginner friendly, but it's a good hack for the experienced girlies nonetheless. Now babes, remember our cast iron plant? Well, what you don't know about this babe is that she has been growing in this decorative thrifted pot that has no drainage hole.
Oh my god!
No single drainage hole for a year. 1 year, and as you can see, not a single yellow leaf in sight. She's bouncy, she's fluffy, she's happy. She may be stunted, but she's a decorative plant, but yeah, that doesn't matter. So my point is, if you're worried about creating a mess when you water, you can actually grow plants in pots that have no drainage holes. But again, I beg you, this is not a rookie move. This is something that you're going to need to be a bit more experienced in how to water plants and how to know when to water plants. For plants that I grow in like pots that have no drainage holes, I usually go by the leaves. I wait until the leaves have wilted and then I water. I don't go by the soil. And when I do water, I water lightly, nothing too heavy, just something to get the soil moist. Also, you don't want to do this with your most prized plants. no babes, you want to do it with like your cheapest plants, the plants that are disposable, the plants that you can always dispose of if it goes south. And yeah, so now let's move over to the last hack that thankfully everyone, whether you're a beginner, you're an amateur, or you're a veteran, you can easily do this hack. Okay, another easy watering hack is to go soilless. And no, leca and pond aren't the only ways you can go soilless. You can actually just grow your plants entirely in water. So what I typically do is that I take cuttings of certain plants and I just keep them in places that I want greenery, but I do not have the energy and the time to constantly be topping up with water. This is my living room. This is my bedroom. I come here to rest. I don't come here to start, but I still want greenery in these areas. So this has been my hack. You can also have these vessels placed or hung with this little like decorative hangers just to add to their overall appeal. I also do this sort of things in areas where I want to hang plants but do not have the energy to be like stretching my hand for it. No, ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah. So guys, we come to the end of this video. Please, you need to like this video because this video was difficult to film. This country is hot and I've been sweating. My shirt is drenched in sweat and I happen to break my favorite tripod while filming this. Hey, so like and subscribe. I'm emotionally blackmailing you to like and subscribe to this video, and I hope you enjoyed it anyways, and I will see you in the next one. For now, let me just bye.